Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck, or are you just drowning in debt and feel like you're never going to get ahead financially? Hi, I'm Tracy, and you're not alone. Most Americans, they hold some sort of debt. So in this video, we'll be discussing some practical steps on how to get out of debt. Once you're out of debt, you can start building wealth. I'm a new channel, so please subscribe to help the algorithm, and let's look into those steps. The very first thing you need to do is determine your debt situation. So you need to make a list of all your debts, including your credit cards, your loans, and any outstanding balances. You need to write down the total amount that you owe, your minimum monthly payments, and the interest rates. This is going to give you a great clear-eyed picture of your debt. Now let's just circle back for a second because what I just said can be hard. Many people experience fear and anxiety when it comes to facing their debt. There can be the fear of confronting reality, the guilt and the shame, the fear of the judgment, and the anxiety about debt. But this is just your debt. Nobody needs to know. Just do it for yourself. Here are a couple tips to help you overcome the fear of looking at your bills. So try just starting small. Tackle one bill at a time and choose a bill that you feel comfortable addressing first. It might just be a utility bill, maybe your credit card statement, or your rent or mortgage payment. Then gradually make sure you get all your bills accounted for. Set aside some time, allocate to review your bills and financial documents. Do this in a calm and focused environment that could be free from distractions. And seek support. Don't be afraid to seek support, maybe from a trusted family member or a financial advisor. Talking about your concerns may provide perspective and guidance. So be proud of yourself that you're taking this first step. Again, this first step is the hardest, but it will allow you to move on to the next step. Step 2 is to create a budget. Now this needs to be a realistic budget that accounts for your income and your essential bare bones expenses. Anything like housing, food, and utilities. Really take the time here to focus on what your bare bones budget is, so basically what you need to survive every single month. Now that that's done, hopefully you can allocate some money towards your debt. The common approach is just going to be 20% of your income, if not more, per your debt repayment. So take your total debt and your 20% income per month and determine how long it's going to take you. But don't forget to account for things like interest that might be accruing on your debt. You can check out some of my other budget videos if you need some more help on creating a realistic budget. So now that you're committed to tackling your debt, you need to decide on a debt repayment strategy. So there's the two popular methods, the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. If you're using the debt snowball method, how it works is you list all your debts from small to largest, regardless of your interest rates. Pay the minimum payments on all your debts, and then put any extra money that you have towards paying off the smallest debt first. Once the smallest debt is paid off, roll that payment into your next smallest debt, and so on until all your debts are cleared. The pros with this is it provides really great quick wins and motivation as you see your debts getting paid off one by one. It really boosts your motivation into clearing those little debts. However, you're not saving the most amount of money on your interest rate compared to other methods. The other approach that you have is the debt avalanche method. You list your debt from highest to lowest interest rate. So pay the minimum payments on all your debts except the one with the highest interest rate. Put any extra money that you have towards paying off this debt with the highest interest rate first. Now once that debt is paid off, move to the next highest interest rate debt. The pros here is you save the most amount of money on interest over time, so it's mathematically efficient. But the con is it might take longer for you to see progress compared to the debt snowball method, as the higher interest debt tends to have the larger balances. So choose the method that's going to work best for you. Personally, I like to pay off the highest interest rate first, but it's your decision and it's your debt that you need to tackle. Also, if needed, you need to negotiate with your creditors. You can always ask for a lower interest rate, reduce your payment, or even settle for a lump sum payment if you're dealing with collections. There's a lot of creditors that are going to be willing to work with you to help find a solution. For example, you can combine multiple debts into a single loan or credit card with a lower interest rate. This can really help simplify your payments and potentially reduce your overall interest costs. And the pros for this is you're going to have a single monthly payment and lower interest rate, which is going to be really easy to manage. But the con is it's going to require a really great credit score to qualify for favorable terms. And it doesn't really address the underlying behavior that kind of led to your debt accumulation. Now stay disciplined and persistent. Getting out of debt requires a lot of discipline. This is especially true if you have a large amount of debt, perhaps like your student loans that might be in the hundred thousands. So stick to your budget, avoid taking on new debt, and stay focused on your goal of becoming debt-free. Don't forget to acknowledge your progress and stay motivated. Celebrate those little wins along the way. Build an emergency fund. So if you've managed to pay off your debt now, you need to prioritize building an emergency fund. Start with something small like $1,000 and take the money that you are using to pay off your debt and stick it here. Once you have that amount, then try and aim for 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses in a savings account to protect yourself from going back into debt. Overall, getting out of debt is going to be a journey, especially if you have a really big debt. But by following these simple steps and staying focused on your journey, your financial goals, you can be debt-free. Thanks for watching and best of luck on your journey on being debt-free life. See you in my next video. Much love, much thanks, Tracy.